Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, One Team, One Goal, How to Structure Your Revenue Team for ABM Success. We're super excited to be on this virtual event brought to you by Inside Sales and Sales Hacker. So first, to introduce ourselves, my name is Dayna Rothman, and I'm the VP of Marketing and Sales Development at BrightFunnel. And you can follow me on Twitter and tweet at me at DayRoth. And then I also have with me Zack Kass. He's the VP of Revenue at BrightFunnel, and we're going to talk about kind of how we have structured our team for account-based marketing success.
Great. Thanks, Dayna. So everyone's talking about ABM. It's popular for good reason. The notion that accounts are more than just a collection of people and that they need to be marketed to on a collective basis. The real question that everyone has is, okay, I know I need to do ABM, and maybe I understand what it is, but how do I actually do it? We thought about this is sort of from an obstacle standpoint, and we think the biggest barrier to account-based marketing success is siloed sales and marketing. The idea that a sales team could be interacting with an account and marketing could be interacting with an account, but that they could be saying very different things. So we decided that we needed to align our sales and marketing teams, not just for the sake of ABM, but for the sake of creating a cohesive, excellent customer experience. And the two ways we decided to do that was to create a revenue team, which is sales and customer success, such that we are actually doing customer success or account-based customer success so that sales is passing really cohesive accounts with contacts to our team for seamless onboarding. But that also we defined our ABM measurements to determine overall success. And so this means that sales development actually at BrightFunnel reports to marketing. The way we thought about this is really simple. Marketing opens the door. Our account development reps accelerate them, and account executives close these accounts. If there was another arrow here, it would lead to customer success. This means, and we think most people agree, that account development, formerly known as sales development, formerly known as inside sales potentially, is actually just tactical marketing. The key to successful ABM is ADRs, hard stop. Again, some people refer to these as sales development. In the spirit of account-based marketing, we call them account development representatives. ADRs own the one-to-one relationship with contacts at target accounts. This means that our ADRs have a really intimate understanding of who we're targeting and why we're targeting them. We are using our ADRs to supplement marketing's broad-based approach. Dayna will talk to this more in a second. What's really exciting is that each ADR is responsible for their account, which again is more than just a collection of contacts. When Dayna releases new messaging, when Dayna releases a new initiative, the ADRs know how to customize that messaging for each of their accounts because they're intimately familiar with those contacts, what they need, how they think. They're engaged in a really personalized way. This allows us to run multi-channel account-based plays. Dayna can run her programs at a really high level. So Morgan, our program manager, can use Marketo and other means to reach the highest level. And then our ADRs can use really specific Twitter and social marketing to reach people at a more individual level. And this also accelerates key accounts because what it means is that AEs are working accounts that have been reached at different points at the right time in the appropriate way. Again, Dayna will talk to this, but account development is more than just calling and it's more than just emailing. Account development with an eye for ABM is first understanding who you're reaching. And this means that you need to leverage email, social, content, direct, and field. I'm a big personal believer in direct. We've seen an enormous amount of success reaching our both customers and prospects through direct mail. There are a number of vendors popping up in this space. Today, we actually built our own in-house resources to scale the creation and dissemination of really thoughtful, direct content that's everything from food to thoughtful gifts. We've taken an ABM approach to field events, which means that when we host a field event, the ADRs are reaching out to their specific accounts in the way that they want to be reached, and AEs are responsible for setting up meetings with those accounts.
So now, wait a second, you guys might be saying, as you're listening to Zack talk about some of the duties that our account development reps do, you might be saying that this sounds just like marketing. I mean, you've got email, social, content, direct mail. I mean, those sound like marketing activities, and we absolutely agree. So we believe in ADRs reporting actually directly into marketing. And although, this isn't necessarily a, new idea, a lot of inside sales teams have reported to marketing in the past, and then they've moved over into reporting to sales. And now a lot of companies are moving them back into marketing. But why are we doing this? So we believe that many of the motions, like I said, that these ADRs are using to prospect are marketing activities. And really the best place to learn how to engage in multi-channel outreach is on the marketing team. So when you're thinking about your messaging, the content you're creating in marketing, and then you're, disseminating that out to the ADRs to prospect one-to-one, by having them really aligned with key marketing programs and having that seamless interaction makes it so that your brand is very cohesive to the people you're prospecting. And then also, basically, no matter who your ADR is reporting into, your marketing and ADR teams generally will have the same goals regardless. So maybe you're, targeting meeting set or opportunities. By putting them on the same team, it makes it much easier to partner together to achieve those goals. And then the ADRs can partner with marketing to develop those warm leads, and then the AEs can focus on closing. And so by kind of putting them under the umbrella of marketing really helps them develop that messaging cadence, their creativity for outreach, and a lot of other the key things that our ADR team does. So what does our team structure look like specifically at BrightFunnel? So we have one ADR team lead. So this person will help our onboarding, help training. And then we split our ADRs up by our different segments that we sell into, as well as target accounts. So we have selected tier 1 and tier 2 target accounts for each of the 3 segments that we sell into: mid-market, growth, and enterprise. So we've hand selected these accounts, working with our business teams in order to determine what the right target accounts are. So tier 1 target account is about 30 accounts per tier. Tier 2 is more like 200. So we have 4 ADRs that are focused on tier 1 and tier 2 in kind of our growth, mid-market, and enterprise. And then we've actually developed this new hybrid role that is an ADR kind of marketing programs manager specifically for ABM. And this person, her job is to really build those relationships with our tier 1 enterprise and mid-market accounts. Very high touch outreach. So what is the ADR ABM marketing programs manager, and how does that work? So what we decided, because again, so much of the ADR activity does revolve around this high touch outreach. However, when you're working with a tier 1 target accounts for especially enterprise, that needs to go kind of one step further. And what I found in my experience is that when I have kind of a marketing specific programs manager working on this type of outreach, they miss some of that direct contact that a sales reps might do, like, phone calls, prospecting emails. So by actually combining the ADR in the marketing role when it comes to ABM, then you get a lot of those high touch points that you wouldn't get otherwise. So our ABM marketing programs manager owns the full tier 1 target account program from lead acquisition to acceleration to op, and then is responsible for high touch programs, including email marketing, actually setting up email nurturing campaigns and Marketo, targeted field events, direct mail, content development, as well as account-based social. And then she is gold on account engagement and meeting set. So this is slightly different than a traditional ADR because her goals include account engagement. So let's talk a little bit about key ABM measurements to determine success. So in addition to structuring your team the right way and having that combined revenue team that's looking at accounts across the full funnel, the other important aspect is defining key measurements that are, in the marketing, ADR, as well as sales team to determine what success looks like. And this is another way to align your revenue teams is through these shared ABM success metrics. So what do we use at BrightFunnel, and how do we do this? The one thing to think through is that ABM can be a slow play, especially for enterprise accounts. There's lots of contacts. It takes a lot of time to sometimes penetrate these accounts. So you need to make sure that your marketing and your ADR teams communicate success to your sales team throughout the process, and that your sales team understands how things are being engaged with. So one thing we track is engagement across all target accounts. So we ask ourselves what percentage of accounts in our database or our target accounts are being engaged by marketing and ADRs. So we're trying to understand from our full database, how much of our TAM have we developed relationships with? So how engaged is our database? Like, is there more work that still needs to be done there? Using our own platform, BrightFunnel, we can filter this out by tier 1 and tier 2 target accounts. We can filter it out by segments to get an understanding of how marketing and the ADR teams are really interacting with our target accounts. So we also want to look at a full funnel view into the top engaged accounts. So once we understand kind of percentage of our database that, marketing and the ADRs have engaged with, then we want to see, okay, out of all of those engaged accounts, what are our top accounts and how are those top accounts being engaged with? So we look at this in a couple of different ways. So we are looking at, out of the full database that we have, what accounts are the top engaged? They might not be in our target account list yet. And then we also look at this from a target account perspective. So what are the different things that we measure? So again, who are our top engaged accounts? So this is information that we do share directly with the sales team. How built out are these accounts? So how many contacts do we have for these accounts? Are there accounts that we do need to take time to build out more contacts for? What is our mix of engagement by marketing and sales activities? So we are tracking full funnel. We are looking at both marketing and engagements as well as sales activity. So what our marketing team is doing versus what the AE team is doing, and then trying to kind of piece together that customer journey for that full engaged account. So the other thing we track is how active are these accounts on our website. As you guys know, there's a lot of different decision makers in an account team. So by tracking and understanding all of the activities that specific account, like amongst all the contacts, are doing on our website and through our marketing engagements, gives us a much better idea of how engaged they are, how, what their intent is to purchase, how close they are to making a purchase, and then what accounts we need to do a little bit of more, work with. And then the account buyer journey breakdown. So we also dig in, one more level deep into looking at each specific account to see if we can find different patterns there. And this, especially for like our tier 1 target accounts, is really important because we want to understand what campaigns are they engaging with across all of the different contacts. What is the different engagement by group? So I can see, for this particular account example here, this account is, most engaged with trade shows versus nurture or a website. That gives us a lot of really interesting information about that target account so that we can target them more with what they're already engaging with. Again, we can look at, full sales activity. We can also look at the web activity. So what pages are they visiting? How are they getting there? And from a tier 1 target account perspective, where, it takes a while to get into that account, to penetrate that account, to have these various insights becomes, really critical for the marketing team if you have that ABM program manager, as well as your ADR and ultimately your sales team, because you're really getting a deep understanding of what's interesting to this particular account. And then marketing engagement over time. So looking at how engaged these accounts are over time, what are the peaks and valleys of that account engagement? If there is a peak to their engagement, why is that? Should the rep reach out to them directly to try to schedule a meeting or move the deal along? So by understanding all of these nuances and by having this constant dialogue between marketing ADRs and the sales reps, you can really have, a much deeper success when it comes to ABM, because you're sharing the same measurements, and then your team is also structured in a way to look at these measurements as, being very effective.
So our top 5 takeaways. The team, first and foremost, needs to be structured. ABM is a term because people realize that accounts need to be marketed to collectively. The teams need to reflect that. The inside sales team, the account development team, aka sales development, should be doing much more than cold calling. This is about multi-channel. This is about tactical marketing. Consider having your inside sales, ADR, SDR team report into marketing. As a sales leader, it has benefited our AEs tremendously because it aligns messaging. Create a hybrid team and marketing function to own your ABM program. A lot of people are calling that their ABM program manager. And develop a track, agree upon ABM metrics across sales and marketing. This aligns AEs, account development, and marketing towards one ABM goal.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you have any questions, certainly reach out to either one of us on LinkedIn or Twitter, and enjoy the rest of your virtual event.